Okay everyone, so now let's go and talk about the change directory command or the cd command. So if you remember in our first video, I was able to navigate through the different folders inside of the command prompt using the cd command. So let's say for example here, I am currently in the IE user folder or directory from where we can see all of these files, and if I do dir, that will be the same. As you can see here, it's showcasing, or it's displaying the output of all of the contents that are here in my graphical user interface and the contents that are here in my command prompt. So let's just use CLS again here. And if I wanted to go to users, go up one folder, I had to go and double click. I will have to double click or single click on the users folder on the URL that we have here for our local machine, that is inside of the Windows 10 drive here. And you would see I had to double click if I wanted to get inside of the child folder or child directory of the users directory here. And in the case of the command prompt, what I just need to type here for me to be able to go here in this same directory, rather than using the mouse then clicking on the folders URL here, I can just go and try to type double dot, and that will be allowing me to move inside of the parent directory of the IE user directory here. So let's say I would want to go and dir here. I would now see that these are the directories that are currently present. There are some hidden directories here. We can see here that the public directory, if I go inside of that, I would see the following contents. And for me to be able to do that, to move inside a subdirectory of a parent directory, let's say for example users directory here, it's the parent directory, and I want to get inside of the public directory, so I'll need to type pu, and you would see I press on the tab key. Automatically the first two letters were enough to identify that command prompt will be able to identify that I am pertaining to this folder, this specific directory here that is contained inside of the users directory. Okay, so we have autocomplete that is being provided for us by the command prompt. It can either be 2 first letters or 3 first letters, depending on the numbers of content that is specified or that is contained in your current directory from where you are. You might need to use 3 letters or characters to help the command prompt be able to identify what folder you need. Okay, so in this case I want to go to the cd public, and you would see now I was able to enter these directories. So you would see here, it says public documents, public downloads, public music, and if I try to cd to public documents, or let's say here, and I try to go and press on the tab key, nothing's happening actually. So you would see here, if I try to go and type, let's see. Okay, now you would see here everyone that we are currently in the public directory here, same at the graphical user interface. And if I try to go and move one directory down, or let's say to a subdirectory of this public directory here, and I type pub and press on the tab key, you would see that it's not working, right? Because it's seen here in the public documents, and it's seen here in the public directory that we have public documents, public downloads, public music. And the reason why that's not happening, okay, is because you would see the system cannot find the path specified. That is because, that's why it's really important that you try to list down all of the directory content first using the dir, and then check the name of the directory that is available inside of the command prompt. Okay, so you would see here we have documents, downloads, similar here. However, there's no public name or public word. So that's the idea here. I just wanted to show you that because I personally encountered that way back before. So if I go and try to cd to documents now and tab key, it automatically completes it. And if I go and press this, I'm now inside of the public documents. So if I go here and if I create a new text file here, public text 1, you would see I was able to create a public text1.txt inside of the public documents, and if I do dir, there it is now. Okay, public text1.txt. Okay, if I try to delete this, and let's see dir, now that's already gone. Okay, so that's just the idea I wanted to show you on how you can go and navigate through the use of the change directory. And one other way for you to be able to move in the different specified paths will be for you to give an absolute path. So when we say an absolute path, let's say for example I wanted to go to users, i.e. user here. So what I'm going to do, so instead of just typing i.e. user like this, okay, that will not be allowing me to move to that system path. The system cannot find the path specified. So let's CLS this. So I would want to go there, so what I'm going to do is to type C. This is what we call an absolute path. Users. And I know that I want to go CIE user. You have to be precise with what you're typing so that you can go to that directory through the use of an absolute path. Because what we have been currently doing is what we call the relative path, and that means we're just moving through a relative path in our machine through the use of a relative path. And this is an absolute path, which is the actual location of the folder that we want to go to, and we want to use the path here, which is we call this the absolute path, the full path. That's why it's called absolute path. It's the full path going towards that IE user. So if I press on the key, enter key here, you would see we now have the users folder, and we were able to get inside of this IE user folder using an absolute path. So let's say I dir this, we can now see all of the contents of that specific directory. So that's just another way for you to move around around your system inside of the command prompt. You have to be aware of what we call the relative path. So relative path, we are using just the cd cdie user to move forward and backward, or to move to a subdirectory and to a parent directory. We utilize this command. But if we want to go to an absolute path, or let's say to a directory from where it is located inside of our machine, let's say for example we have in Windows, we have our XAMPP folder here, right? So we can go here, and I want to go to the htdocs. I'm going to copy this, copy C, it's in the drive C, in the XAMPP folder, and the htdocs. And what I'm going to do, so instead of me I actually press on the right key, it automatically copied and pasted the absolute path that we have here, the C, XAMPP, and htdocs. So let's see what will happen. And now I'm inside of that folder, and if I go and change directory this, or let's say use the directory command, you would see we now have all of the content here, the dashboard, the favv icon, the webalizer, the XAMPP folder, and so on. And we were able to move to that directory using an absolute path. Okay, so that's it for this video, and let's move on to our next lesson.